Previously, the battle for the throne becomes intense as Sect tries to end his sibling's life, but Yuriana manages to escape due to heroic actions of Ark. Will Ark be able to save the Empire from itself while he tries to find a cure for his curse, or will the power struggle prove to be too much for him? Let's find out. Ark and Arian pass through the desert, in which Fumba was previously seen, and Ark is excited to see wyverns. Arian reveals that they would not be able to contact Danka for a while, because the bird is afraid of the whispering bird, and is afraid of being eaten by the wyverns. Ark decides to chase the monsters away with lightning bolts from the sky, despite Arian's warnings. He succeeds in driving the wyverns away, but he ends up electrocuting his friends in the process, while a mystery man watches them from afar. They arrive at the nearest town closest to the border of the Revlon Empire, but Arian is still feeling the effects of Ark's attack. She chastises him about it, but quickly moves on to explain the road to the Empire. However, Ark notices that she is reluctant to travel to the Empire, and questions her about it. Arian reveals that capturing elves is not illegal in the Revlon Empire, and confesses that she is nervous about the mission, as being an elf in the Empire is very dangerous. While they talk, they are interrupted by the mystery man who was watching them earlier. He confronts them about their use of magic in the desert, and Ark admits it. He introduces himself as Karsi Held, but Arian interrupts him and covers his face after realizing that he is an elf. She scolds him for revealing himself in a human town, but she quickly realizes that the whole town knows and adores Karsi. Karsi tells her that he has been living here for 10 years, which surprises Arian, as humans are not that understanding. She gets angry at the association with humans, despite everything they have done to their kind, but Karsi quickly reminds her that she is also traveling with a human, causing her to be calm. Karsi states that he is a researcher that specializes in the biology of monsters. However, he reveals that in recent times, most of the monsters have become hostile, but he doesn't know the reason behind this sudden change. Karsi requests their assistance in capturing these monsters, but Arian refuses to help him, as they have more pressing matters to attend to. Refusing to take no for an answer, Karsi offers them the map of the Revlon Kingdom and a copy of his book on monsters in exchange for their help. They agree to his terms, and although Ark is enthusiastic about his mission, Arian has some doubts about Karsi living amongst humans. Afterward, they head over to an inn to spend the night, but Arian is still troubled about humans coexisting with an elf because of all their atrocious behavior towards her people. Ark tells her not to think about it too much and offers her some fruit juice, while he gulps down some wine. Arian refuses to take some juice, stating that she is not a child, and tries the wine. However, she gets drunk and tries to seduce Ark. The next morning, Ark and Arian join Karsi and they embark on a cart. Shortly after, Arian starts feeling sick due to the alcohol, and she informs Ark that there is a terrible smell emanating from the end of the cart. Ark questions Karsi about the smell, and finds out that they are transporting the bodies of dead goblins, hence the smell. He states that they are going to use it as bait for the sandworm, and the stronger the smell, the more effective it will be in luring the monster. Karsi explains to a curious Ark that a sandworm is 5 meters long, but can be easily killed by fire. He also states that the worm likes being around wyverns, and he intends to capture the monster before it hurts anyone. While they talk, Arian notices that one of the carts is missing, and they are suddenly attacked by the sand monster, which is over 30 meters big. Arian decides to face the monster head-on. She attacks the beast with her flaming sword, but it has no effect on the worm, which surprises Arian. The monster tries to eat her while she recovers, but Ark saves her by stopping the monster's attack. After realizing Arian is no longer in danger, Ark tackles and brings down the monster with his incredible strength, and it turns out that the worm was under the mind control of the ring. They head back into town, and Karsi thanks them for their assistance. In exchange for their help, he hands them the map and the book of the monsters, much to Ark's delight. Before they leave, Arion asks Karsi why he lives with humans, and he informs her that he loves them as living amongst humans has really changed. He adds that he dreams of a future where humans and elves can live together, but Arion doesn't believe it is possible to have such a future. However, she gets the surprise of her life after she finds out that her sister is getting married to a human. On their way to the Revlon Empire, Arion asks Ark if he believes in such a future, and he tells her that humans can coexist with elves just like they coexist with each other. Elsewhere, it turns out the unnatural growth of the worm is caused by the Fumba, who has been experimenting on monsters and has been kidnapping villagers to feed them on the orders of Emperor Domitianus. He reveals that he is going to use these monsters to execute his plans, while Domitianus' messenger looks on in horror. Meanwhile, Ark and Ariane arrive at the border town of Kasek, and they are about to cross into the Revlon Empire. Upon arrival in town, they quickly discover that it is heavily guarded, and finding the elf slaves would be harder than they thought. They decide to split up and search the town, then rendezvous when the sun goes down. After searching the whole town, Ark discovers that strange cries are usually heard at night in the fortress located in the east, and monsters have been appearing on the borders of the Empire's territory. He also finds out a lot of villagers have gone missing, despite the town being heavily fortified. However, he is unable to get any information about the missing elf child. He decides to meet up with Ariane and inform her of everything he has learned, after deducing that their mission is not going to be an easy one. Just as he is about to leave, he hears a woman screaming and decides to check it out. He sees her being harassed by some thugs, who threaten to take her to the fortress if she does not let them have their way with her. Ark steps in, causing the thugs to attack him, but he defeats them with ease by flicking their heads and saves the girl. She hugs him with appreciation, but Ariane arrives and sees them. She becomes jealous and scolds Ark for always sticking his nose in where it does not belong. Ark tries to defend himself, but Ariane shuts him down and chases away the girl. Later on, Ark asks her why she was so upset, but Ariane doesn't want to answer him and runs away. Later that night, Fumba sacrifices the thugs to his monsters for failing to kidnap the girl. Shortly after, Ark and Ariane arrive at the fortress. She informs Ark that the elf slaves were brought to the fortress 4 months ago, and Ark believes that they would have been dead. However, Ariane refuses to give up, and Ark decides to help her infiltrate the fortress, even though she is still angry at him for hugging that lady. They successfully infiltrate the fortress without being seen and head to an underground prison. They easily defeat the guards, but discover the prison is empty. However, it is filled with skeletons of monsters. While exploring the prison, they encounter Fumba, who develops a crush on Ariane and plans to kill Ark. Suddenly, Ariane attacks Ark as she has been bewitched into thinking she is training with her sister. He tries to break the enchantment with his curse unsealing spell several times, but it doesn't work, even though she has been bewitched. Ark discovers that she is being controlled by an imp and destroys the monster using fire with the help of Ponta. He frees Ariane from the enchantment, but she becomes unconscious as Ark prepares to engage Fumba in battle. Fumba reveals that he is a Rosambanya monster sorcerer, and he possesses the ability to make any monster do his bidding. Ark figures out that he has been controlling the monsters all along and asks him about the elves that were brought to him 4 months ago. Fumba reveals that he used them as experiments for the Empire and fed the rest of them to his monster pet. An enraged Ark decapitates the white tiger monster and vows to do the same to Fumba. However, a confident Fumba orders his monsters under his control to attack Ark, but he slays them with ease, using his incredible power. Distracted in battle, Ark doesn't realize an ogre is about to attack Ariane, but Chiyomi arrives just in time and uses her water ninjutsu to slay the ogre. Fumba tries to summon his other monsters, but Chiyomi reveals that all his monsters have been dealt with by Gomen. Fumba starts feeling helpless, but all of a sudden, the ground starts to shake, and Fumba reveals that his greatest creation is finally awake. Fumba manages to escape during the chaos, and Ark teleports the girls outside, while they encounter a 5-headed Hydra. Chiyomi is surprised at how Fumba is able to control such a powerful beast, and Ark notices the rings on the monster's chest. Chiyomi suggests that they retreat, but the Hydra attacks them and heads to K-Sec to feed on the people after seemingly destroying his foes. However, Ark manages to save them by activating his shield just in time, and Chiyomi is amazed at how powerful his shield actually is. An enraged Arion reveals that she wasn't unconscious all along, but rather paralyzed, and she heard what Fumba did to her people. Arion asks for Ark's help in making Fumba pay for his crimes, but Chiyomi reminds them that they have to deal with the monster that is about to terrorize the town. However, Arion insists on going after Fumba, but Ark decides to stop the beast while she and Chiyomi deal with the monster tamer. Elsewhere, Domitianus' messenger reports back to the Emperor and informs him that the Hydra has been released, but they still need the assistance of Fumba in controlling the beast, even though Domitianus wants to end his life. The monster continues to head for the town, but Ark catches up to it and attacks the Hydra, but his attack doesn't have any effect on the beast. He manages to bring down the Hydra with a series of combos, but the monster gets back up. Meanwhile, Fumba is surprised that Ark is able to withstand the Hydra's previous attack and still has enough power to battle the beast. The Hydra manages to trap Ark by sacrificing one of its heads, and it attacks him with its Hydra breath. But Ark blocks the attack with his sword, causing the beast to lose another head. He uses his most powerful attack, Judgment, to cut off the Hydra's head, but it regenerates quickly. Ark realizes that he cannot defeat the monster all on his own, and he decides to summon the Inferno demon, Ifrit. Meanwhile, Arion and Chiyomi find Fumba, and she reveals that she is going to kill him because he is weak. She states that he hides behind the monstrous power of the Hydra because he is scared to show his weakness, and this makes Fumba mad. He attacks Arion by summoning imps, but she easily destroys them and reveals that the same trick won't work against her twice. Chiyomi discovers that Fumba is able to control monsters with the complex curse markings on his back. However, the slightest change to its pattern will cause Fumba to lose control of the monsters. She manages to disrupt the pattern by slashing his back, and Fumba informs them that the Hydra is no longer under his control. He adds that the monster is going to destroy everything in its path, but Arion reassures Chiyomi that Ark will never let that happen. She attacks him with her flaming swords and burns him to ash, while Ark battles the Hydra. He defeats the Hydra with the help of Ifrit and saves the day. Shortly after, he meets up with the girls, and they discover that Yuriarna is in a meeting with Fangas, one of the great elven elders. Yuriarna informs the elder that her kingdom will take responsibility for their actions and locate the missing elves. She also adds that the kingdom will defend the elven territories, and the elves will back her claim to the throne in exchange for her protection. After learning of this from the whispering bird sent by Danka, Arion realizes that her mission is over, although she is surprised that humans would be willing to help the elves. She confesses that she is uncertain of the future, where humans and elves can coexist, but Ark reassures her and asks her to embrace the future. Elsewhere, Sect finds out about Yuriarna surviving the assassination and her negotiation with the elves being so successful. Upon hearing this news, Sect becomes disturbed, while he contemplates his next move. Meanwhile, Yuriarna thinks about her destiny and believes that Ark has given her another chance to accomplish something great in this world. At Domitianus' palace, he finds out about Fumba's defeat, and he is curious about the warrior who slays the monstrous Hydra. Concurrently, Ark reveals his face to Chiyomi, and she becomes scared of him. However, she decides to join him on his quest to find a cure for his curse. Ark is happy to have found friends in this strange world, and wants to have more adventures with them. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If this video is the most popular of our latest collection of recaps, We will make a part 5. Let us know what series you want us to recap next in the comments below.